talks going smoothly.
And speaking of neighbors, there's a question saying and you mentioned this in your opening remarks, what role can Pakistan play in easing the rising tensions with Iran and a number of other countries, including the United States, without damaging some of your other relationships? How are you thinking about that?
You see, Pakistan is, we're really indebted to Saudi Arabia, we're indebted to UAE, because the way they came forward, when we were confronted with this, when we took over government, we only had 2 weeks of foreign exchange reserves. So we were staring at a default, and these countries came forward to help us, and so we are really indebted to them. But my worry about Iran is, I'm not sure whether all the countries realize the gravity of the situation if there's a conflict with Iran. People don't understand, this is not going to be the same as Iraq. This could be much, much, much worse. It will have great consequences for Pakistan, adverse consequences for our country. It could unleash terrorism, which people would forget Al-Qaeda and those types, because the Iranian, the Shia element in Islam is very cohesive. They have a much greater sense of martyrdom than the Sunni Muslims. The battle might be quite short if it goes ahead and bombing airfields and so on. But the consequences after that, my worry is that not many people fully understand it, and I would strongly urge that there should not be this conflict there should not be another military situation. Pakistan has already suffered. I said, what we went through these last 15 years, the last thing we want is another conflict on our borders. And, we would do anything. I mean, if any role Pakistan can play in this, we have already suggested this to Iran. Until recently, Iran was willing, but then when somehow I felt that Iran is getting very desperate, and I do not think they should be pushed into a situation where this leads to a conflict.
Another question via